My bad, y'all. Had some stuff going, and it wasn't working right. But we back on. I was supposed to be over here over an hour ago, but we back on. So hey, I'll get some people going first. First ever official live. You know what it is. Wait a little minute. What y'all got going this Friday night? What's up? What's up? Okay, like we got some people in. Got some people in. All right, y'all. Y'all want to talk about? Y'all got something y'all want to talk about? Got some plan? Got something y'all want to talk about? What next week? The Texans lit. I don't know who they're gonna take at three, man. I mean, they should. Me personally, I would take I would take Hamilton. I've been saying that for months. That Hamilton's the best player in the draft, but I think they really got that eye on Stingley. Like I think Stingley's a better fit. I mean, not Stingley, Sauce. I think they really got that eye on Sauce. Sauce the better fit. I mean, Love even said himself that he wants he wants a corner, but I don't know, man. I just hope the Texans don't do nothing stupid and foolish. Really, uh, like take Kayvon Thibodeau, like try to believe all the hype and try to take Thibodeau when Thibodeau doesn't fit their defense like at all. But we are talking about the Houston Texans, or like my boy Wise say, the Laxons. Shout out to my boy Wise. Shout out to everybody out there, Soft Sports. You already know what's up. But let's see what I got. Sauce at three, yeah, I think so. I don't know about Drake London, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take a receiver. To be honest with you, I really would. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Man, I don't know really what to say about the Magic. I really don't. I like Jabari though. We need some shooting. If we want to talk about the Magic real quick, we need some shooting. I we That's something we have not fixed at all. Like we have not fixed that. So the Magic need shooting definitely. Funny you say that. I agree. I can see Brees Hall going in the back half of the first round, but I think somebody probably have to trade though because Detroit not taking him. I don't think Kansas City would because they just drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round 2 years ago, and they got the last three picks. The first round is Kansas City got two picks, and Detroit has the last pick, and they also just took DeAndre Swift. So I don't think neither one of those teams are going to draft him, but I don't know. But everybody said I was reaching when I took him in the second round the other night on the South. So we gonna see. But I wouldn't be surprised if he could took it in the first round either. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, they might trade. I mean, they might trade that 13 pick to get Debo. That's what they might do. But I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're gonna trade that pick to get Debo. I don't. Um, I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but it wouldn't surprise me. Man, y'all make sure you hit that like button when y'all come in, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Funny that you say that. Funny that you say that, LJ, because actually that's part of the reason why I'm doing the live. Like I said, it's my first time doing a YouTube live. I mean, I wanted to appreciate everybody that was part of the 5K. Subscribing to the channel, liking the channel, sharing the channel, helping the channel grow to 5K. I know, like I told you, I had a special giveaway um coming up, and I need somebody to be a part of it. So you know what I'm saying. Uh, I got me pick my winners from from YouTube. I got two winners from YouTube. The YouTube comments. And let me go to who I had it is. The first person. Oh, where'd it go? I had it. I had it. Y'all hold up a second, man. Cause I had it already saved. Had it already saved. Okay. The first person, like I said, off of YouTube, is gonna be Twin98. Uh, Twin98. Hit me up. Man, y'all, if y'all watch all my videos, my Instagram, my Twitter's on there. So y'all hit me up. So I can get the details. So I can get your giveaway to you. Get your gift to you. The other person off of YouTube. What was that? There you go. Mitch's Corner of Mayhem. Same thing, man. Hit me up. All on social media platforms and Twitter. Now this the one right here. LJ571268. Hit me up, bro. By far, your repost was the funniest. Was the funniest repost. Out of anybody's repost, out of yours was the absolute funniest. So you was a sure, like yours was the absolute funny. I watched it so many times, crying, laughing. Yours was the absolute funniest. Yeah, those are my three winners. Like I say, Mitch's Corner of Mayhem, Twin 98, and and LJ. Hey, y'all did y'all thing. Like I said, I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate, like I said, you liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, commenting on the channel, watching all the videos that y'all do, helping the channel grow. Like I I got some more stuff coming up. I got some more stuff coming up on the horizon, man. For real. And like I said, I just want y'all to continue to help be a part of it, help the channel continue to grow and grow. Because the more it grows, the more it grows for y'all as well, and the more things we got coming. So trust me, a lot of special stuff coming on the horizon, and I just appreciate all y'all help. I appreciate all your help. Let's look back into these comments, see what y'all talking about, what y'all talking about, what y'all talking about. I don't. I really don't know if the Giants really do want to trade up. They might. I think if somebody's trading up, it's going to be Carolina. I think Carolina's going to be the first, either Carolina, Atlanta, or the Seahawks. I think is going to be the chief teams to move up. I don't think the Giants move up because I don't see the Giants drafting a quarterback in the draft, so I don't see why they would want to move up. To be honest with you, I mean, I think that's definitely the play is C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. I've been saying that for a while, especially after what they was coming out of both of their pro days. I mean, you see Pep and Lovey talking the CJ one on one during Ohio State's pro day. You see went to the Alabama pro day, and then they say that how they well impressed they was with Bryce Young. So definitely, the most definitely, those guys are potentially on their radar. I definitely think they on their radar. Um, but you do got to see what you got in Mills. You do. And for all y'all people out there that be sit up there be talking about like I be wavering back and forth on Mills, my stance on Mills has been the same from the jump. I I'm not a fan as far as I don't think he's the guy. I just think I think he's a backup quarterback. That's what I think he is. Um, but I do think that he's earned the right to start because I don't think that is more so because of what's going on. Like there's no bona fide, in my opinion, bona fide franchise quarterback in this draft. There was nobody obviously to go after via free agency, go after the trade for. So you might as well just continue to stay what you got in Davis Mills. And hey, if something happens to pan out, if he does happen to be the guy, um, so be it. But I would want to try to shoehorn, try to force somebody else to be the guy just because you don't like Davis Mills or just because you don't think Davis Mills is the guy. I think that's stupid. But at the same time, I don't want the what's the word I'm looking for? Not not blind faith, but I don't want the quote unquote belief of okay, this guy's going to be the guy. Let's make him the guy, like what you did with Matt Schaub, like with Minnesota did with Kirk Cousins, like what Jacksonville tried to do with Blake Bortles. Guys were clearly not the guy. I mean, Matt Schaub is actually the best case, but I mean, because he was he was a couple of time Pro Bowl MVP, led the league in passing one year. Um, up until Deshaun broke the record, had the franchise record for the most yards and the most touchdowns in the season. He's still the Texans' all-time leading passer, all-time leading touchdown leader in passing yard and passing touchdowns as well. That's more so because of the youth of the franchise. The franchise is just 20 years old, and Matt Schaub played what 7, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, Shaw played 7 years in Houston. For a franchise that's 20 years old, he played seven. So clearly he has the longevity more than any other quarterback that's played. Because, I mean, you had Deshaun play for 5 years, 4 years. 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 4 years. Deshaun played for 4 years. Uh, Derek played for oh 02, oh 03, oh 04, oh 05, oh 06. Yeah, he played for six. Um, so that right there is 10 years. Add Matt Schaub, seven. That's 17. 17 years. And then you got quarterback 17. You got last year with Davis Mills, and then you got um you got your Brian Hoyer year as well. So I mean, so you got other like so you got other years out there where you don't. Well, obviously that's the reason why Matt Schaub is the all-time leading passer in the franchise. But we all know that Matt Schaub wasn't the guy. And I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry, but in saying that, I don't want that to be because you're either paying Matt Schaub and end up being a mistake, and you passed up on Peyton Manning. You don't want the same situation to happen again. So you want to make sure the guy is the guy. And right now, like I said, we are just now in rebuild mode. Last year was year -0, -1 of rebuild. This is the actual year of the rebuild, and we're gonna see exactly what they can do. We're gonna see exactly what they can do uh, from a building standpoint. Nick Casario doesn't have any excuses. He really doesn't. Nick Casario doesn't have any excuses in this rebuild. He definitely doesn't. The reason why he doesn't have any excuses is because he's the reason why he don't have no excuses is because he has all the draft capital now. He has the third pick in the draft. He has the 13th pick in the draft. He has two first round picks next year and two first round picks the year after. Now, would I've liked to see him get more in the Deshaun Watson trade? Absolutely. You already know that was my gripe. That was what I was saying. I was upset about that. I know that time is going on and we haven't talked about it anymore because you know what I'm saying on the other things. But Nick Casario got to get this thing right. And it starts with next Thursday draft. And like I said, you can't go with the masses. Oh, let's take Kayvon Thibodeau because he was projected to be the number one overall pick last year, 2 years ago, or whatever the case may be. When the guy doesn't he take plays off. Um, he has the athleticism, he has the physical traits, but it doesn't show up on tape. Kind of reminds you of another player who was took at number one overall in Houston. And Ray kind of brought up a point, and shout out to my boy Ray, everybody there at South Sports. But shout out to Ray because Ray brought up a good point the other day in the Discord. Like I've been telling y'all before, hey, if you're not part of South Sports Discord, y'all need to get part of that Discord because great conversations every single day. Y'all gotta get part of that. So, but anyway, he brought up a good point. He was saying like we've seen this movie two, three times. We've seen this movie a couple times. We don't need to see it the third time when you draft Mario in '06 first overall, and 2014 draft Clowney number one overall, and you've seen what happened, and you don't want to do the same thing by drafting Kayvon Thibodeau, even though it won't be the first overall, but that kind of the same logic holds. And then I double down on it and said, you know what, you're right. But the thing is, I actually would take Mario and Clowney over Kayvon Thibodeau. So it's actually worse. Like I would take knowing what I know now, I would take Mario and I would take Clowney over Kayvon Thibodeau. I would they team knowing the exact same thing that they only gonna be in Houston for 4 years, 5 years, whatever it was. I think Mario was in here a little bit. Mario was six, oh six, oh seven, oh eight, oh nine, 10, and then he got hurt in 2011. So he was here for 6 years. Clowney was here for five. Clowney played five. He played under 50 hours. So they both. So Mario was here for six. Clowney was here for seven. I mean for five. I would take both of that. I would take Clowney for 5 years and Mario for 6 years. The exact same production at three over whatever Kayvon Thibodeau could be. Because I think both of them are better. I actually do. So that's why I don't think Kayvon Thibodeau is the right choice. Not to mention Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't fit the defense. Like that's my main thing. It's not even about Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't fit the defense. So trying to draft Kayvon Thibodeau to shoehorn him in because that's the consensus. That's what everybody's telling you to do because he's the best pass rusher in the draft outside Aiden Hutchinson, whatever. No, nah, he doesn't fit the defense, and the dude takes plays off. When I watch Oregon, I have to look for him. I can't find him. He doesn't jump off the screen. He doesn't look for it. I'm sitting there looking for him, and I can't find him. And the only way I do find him is see him because he's a defensive end wearing the number 5. Like so, it kind of stands out a little bit because he's wearing a single digit number. It's the number 5. It's a bold number, whatever. That's why I can see him. That's why he stands out to me. But it's not because of his play. It's not because of his play. His play doesn't stand out to me. Not at all. Not in the slightest. So I don't think it's a right decision to go after and try to draft him when you got other players we have other players on the board. Now, if you trade back, you end up getting them. That's a little bit different. But when you got people like Kyle Hamilton, Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley, who I think are very more position than need because if you look at that DB room, especially the cornerback position, it's pathetic, bro. Yeah, I know I've been talking about corners and DBs for the past couple years, but this year by itself is pathetic. Now, I know they just signed old boy from the Eagles, and he's a solid corner. He's right now he's the best corner on the team right now, but I think they're gonna fix that via the draft. Well, I hope so at least. And like I said, Nick Casario don't got no excuse. I don't want to hear no excuses. I really don't. I don't want to hear no excuses from Nick Casario. Not at all. I don't want to hear no type of excuses from him. Not at all. Like Nick Casario needs to he needs to rebuild this right. Like he needs to go ahead and rebuild this team. If we don't want to be the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions or the Jacksonville Jaguars or the 2000 Bills, like the Bills of the 2000s, the Jets right now, the New York Giants right now. If we don't want to be none of these teams, we need to do some things. And outside Jacksonville and Detroit, those other teams at least have had something. Like the Jets have made the back-to-back AFC Championship games recently. The Giants have won Super Bowls recently. Cleveland, I mean, back in the AFL days, was a model franchise because they all the AFL championships that they have. They might be NFL. They might have been the AFL team. They were NFL team. NFL championships before the Super Bowl era. So those are historical franchises or have had actual successes that the Texans have never had. And now what they are right now, we sit up here and laugh and talk about, but I don't want to be that. And for the Texans to avoid that, they have to rebuild this team properly. See, and it doesn't matter. None of it matters. I don't think the Lions are going to pass on Hutchinson. I think Hudson is not going to fall past two simply because, I mean, simply because of who he is. I mean, he's from Detroit, played in Michigan. I don't think that Detroit will pass on him. But if they would, no, I still wouldn't take Hudson. Even though Hutchinson does fit the defense. Hutchinson actually fits the defense a little bit better than Kayvon Thibodeau. But like, no, you gotta fix that DB room. You do. You gotta fix that DB room or trade back and possibly pick offensive lineman. Like I said, if they go offensive lineman route, if they go Icky or if they go what the boy name is Evan Neal. If they go offensive line route, then that kind of tells me a little bit something. Okay, they are really trying to make sure that they protecting Davis Mills because Davis Mills needs pocket protection. Out of any quarterback in this draft or next year's draft, he needs to be. Him and Carson Strong, they need to be protected more than anybody. They definitely do. I definitely think Lovie Smith is going to be the coach for a while. I don't think Lovie's going to be a one and done. Because then you'll be paying like four head coaches at the same time because you still be paying Bill O'Brien. You paying David Culley his full contract because he only coached 1 year, and then Lovey just got a new contract as well. So you'll be paying those three guys, and then whoever it is you decide to hire. So I definitely think that Lovey um is going to make it past. I think Lovey's going to coach 2 years at least. He's going to coach this season. He's going to coach next season at the very least, unless something just crazy happens or he decides to step down or something like that. But he's not getting fired. He can go 0-17. They ain't about to fire Lovey. Unless something like crazy happens, I don't see him firing Lovey. Appreciate you, man. I mean, yeah, appreciate. Yeah, I am trying to connect on a new level. Try to do something a little bit different. Y'all know I do the live videos every night. I mean, every Tuesday with Sauce and the other times throughout the week. Like I said, shout out to everybody at Sauce Sports. But yeah, try to do a little bit something a little bit different. Like people been asking me about live videos for a while, and I just be like, no, I'm more comfortable doing the recorded videos. But hey, I want to try something else a little bit different though. Man, if they get Sauce and then get Kyrie Elam outside of having Sauce and Stingley like that's I like that combination a lot because I compare I think Kyrie Elam is reminiscent of AJ Bouye, which is a perfect number two. I mean I think Houston AJ Bouye, not even AJ Bouye in Jacksonville. I think it's the AJ Bouye that we seen in Houston like this last year. Was it 2016, the Brock Osweiler year. So if you get Kyrie Elam, like he'll be a perfect number two. I think he can hold his own in number one because like I think that AJ could have held his own in number one for a little bit, but you seen how it was when he went to Jacksonville and was paired up upside Jalen Ramsey. that was a nice cornerback tandem. So if you get if you was able to get Sauce and then got Kyrie in the second round, or if he happens to fall to the third, boy, like I say, that's the second best cornerback combination I have outside of Sauce and Stingley, obviously. Ah, I could see them possibly prepping Pep, but if they prepping Pep, it's going to be a couple years down the line. It's going to be like 3 or 4. I'm not for sure exactly what Lovey has. I don't know if Lovey has a 4 or 5 year contract. If y'all know what Lovey contract is, comment, let me know. But if I could see them possibly like if they get Lovey's contract, I mean wherever Lovey contract is up, and then basically like Lovey just steps back, and then Pep takes over. I kind of like who did that recently? Because Jerry Jones actually fired on Wade Smith. I was about to say Jason Garrett and Wade Smith, but Jerry Jones fired Wade Smith. Okay, somebody did that recently. Within like the last like 10 years, like a coach stepped away and his successor was already on the coaching staff, and he kind of just stepped aside. And I'm not talking about New Orleans because that's kind of a different situation too. That's kind of like sudden. But I mean, something like they kind of was already knowing, already preparing. I could definitely see that being the case, and Lovey not coaching. Maybe Lovey just didn't want to be a head coach for long, preparing his son to beat the DC and possibly just holding on to the reins until Pep feel like he's ready, and then also having the franchise quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised about that in the distant future. If they decide to draft a quarterback and Mills has a decent season, they would try to flip Mills. Remember, Nick Casario was on the staff when you traded Jimmy Garoppolo, traded Ryan Mallett, traded Matt not Tim Castle, Matt Castle. You traded Jacoby Brissett. It's somebody else. I can't think of Drew Bledsoe, but that's kind of a little bit different situation. Like they have taken guys like say outside Drew Bledsoe, that's a different situation. But like Matt Castle, like Ryan Mallett, Garoppolo, Brissett, they've taken guys like late round draft picks, and Mallett just said and Mallett and Castle and Jacoby Brissett, those guys are taken later than with Davis Mills was taken in. Like they were taken later than what Davis Mills took it in. So in saying that, and they'll definitely be able to trade him. And like I said, and Jacoby Brissett really didn't play that much for him to get traded. Ryan Mallett never played and got traded. And that could have just been the whole Bill O'Brien thing, that type of connection, Bill O'Brien and and what's his name? But I could definitely see Davis Mills getting they basically them flipping Davis Mills in the future if he has a decent season, but just not like the same type of guy. I mean, when you see Atlanta supposedly about to give Mariota another shot, Trubisky's about to get another shot in Pittsburgh, unless something happens in the draft or something happens via trade. We see guys who are not that good continuously to get shots. We see this all the time. So, or have mediocre type seasons. So, I definitely think if Dave Mills has a decent season, but they decide to go in a different direction, uh, they could trade Davis Mills. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Okay, you know I'm a Duke fan, right? So I would take Pablo, but I really like Jabari. I really like Jabari, and the Magic definitely. The Magic, Jabari. I feel like Jabari's a better shooter, and the Magic need 3 point shooting. The Magic needs shooting. Period. Or Orlando needs shooting. Period. Like I said, before, that's something they have not fixed. They have yet to fix the shooting. They need to fix it. Um, They just something they need to fix. So that's what I think. Hopefully this time the Magic can stay in the top three. 'Cause we actually lucked up and that the what you call it took Scotty Barnes and Suggs fell to us at four because if I'm not mistaken, the Magic we should have been the number one team last year. So at the first pick in the draft, and we slid all the way to four. So hopefully we stay in the top three this year. If we stay in the top three, I'm fine. We ain't gotta have number one overall pick. Last year I want the number one overall pick. We ain't gotta have number one overall. Oh, I want the number one, number two. And we ain't gotta have number one, number two. We have three. I'm fine because we take Pablo or I'm actually fine with three. That actually three is actually the best. Two or three is better for me, but I actually rather take two because I don't want the kid out of Gonzaga. That does nothing for me. Oh, Spitz, nice work on giving Texas fans videos with the general manager. Man, man, appreciate the support, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate I appreciate that, man. No, I ain't moving back in the. I wouldn't move back in the first round to get Brees Hall. Even though I think Brees Hall probably would go into the first round. Damn, that's actually a good one. Because if you like a guy, you should go out there and get him. As I sit back and think about it, if you really like a guy, you should go back and get him. You really should. If you like a guy, you should go back and get him. So I definitely, yeah, damn. But like I can see teams saying that as a reach, especially taking a running back in the first round. But that would get everybody hyped up. If they took say they took Sauce, like say for instance, like hypothetically speaking, say they took Sauce or Stingley or Kyle Hamilton with the third pick, then took some type of receiver with the 13th pick, and then used the 37th pick from the second round, and then took like because you got two fours and two threes, took a four and a three to jump back in or take one of them picks or something like that, or another later round pick to jump back in, especially when you got teams like Detroit and Kansas City. Kansas City got two first round picks. Detroit got 31st pick in the draft and they jumped up to 31 or whatever, 32, whatever. And well actually no, I forgot Cincinnati got the 31st pick. It's 30 and 29 that Kansas City got. If they jump back in to Kansas City, one of Kansas City's picks, and pick up a Brees Hall, people gonna definitely think that's a reach, but it definitely would you. I mean, I think like from a fan standpoint, like when it comes to merchandising and selling jerseys and stuff like that, and to get people more hype back up, because the names of Stingley and Hamilton are names that people recognize and people been talking about. They cornerbacks. You draft a receiver or something like that, people gonna be hyped up about Davis Mills or getting them a receiver, getting him a weapon. Then you go get him a running back as well, which remember the worst rushing attack in franchise history last year. Yeah, it definitely would get people hamped up, and I definitely could see everybody get hamped up. But I don't know if that might be a little bit too much. But hey, it definitely would get people up, get people crunk and hyped about it. It definitely would. What percent do you think the Texans will take Hamilton in three? Earlier on in the process, I thought it was 50-50. Then I thought it started leaning a little bit more towards like 60-70% they would take him. But as things have been slicing and seeing that he's falling down people draft boards like after the pro days and stuff like that, taking Hamilton at three might be 30-70. 30%. I think it's 30% they'll take Hamilton at three. Not to say they won't take Hamilton at all. Not to say they might not trade back and get Hamilton. Like say they trade back from three and end up with the seventh pick in the draft or something like that. Eighth pick in the draft and take Hamilton. Or not say if Hamilton doesn't falls to 13, they take Hamilton at 13. I'm not saying none of that. But just at the third spot specifically, 30%. And that might be a little bit too high. You at work with me like then. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Chris Olave, man. I don't know if Chris Olave remind me of Tyreek Hill. Uh, I don't know if he remind me of Tyreek Hill now. He's a dynamic player, but I ain't gonna say Tyreek Hill. I ain't gonna say that. He ain't that fast. The Texans ain't that clever. I mean, are you talking about like jumping back? When I was talking about the jumping back up part or the drafting all those players. I mean, they might not be that clever. I mean, we all talk about the Houston Texans, like my boy Wise say, the Lexans. We all talking about the Lexans. I don't know. Do those move? Would those moves keep us the Lexans? Will we still be the Houston Lexans if they did those type of trades? I don't know. I gotta talk to Wise about that. I don't think Garrett Wilson's a slot. I think Garrett Wilson is an outside receiver. I think if Garrett Wilson's on this team, he's the best receiver. I think he'll be the number one receiver on this team. Just like if the Texans would trade for Debo, he would be the number one receiver on this team. Chris Olave might be the second receiver or slot receiver, but no, I think Garrett Wilson be the number one receiver. I think Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave got a lot of similarities too. Uh, I think they would take. I would think they take Tyreek Hill. I could definitely. I mean, not Tyreek. I'm damn Tyreek Hill. I'm reading another comment. No, I definitely think they could take a receiver in the draft, though. I definitely do. Brees Hall. Brees Hall is the better fit. Um, because he's the better back, and Brees Hall can do a lot. I mean, Brees Hall can be a workhorse back, and the type of offense that Pep runs. He would like to have a bona fide running back. I mean that's the reason why they tried, back when in Indianapolis they tried to get what's the boy name? Trent Richardson. It didn't work out at all, but they tried to get somebody like Trent Richardson to be the guy. Like I said, obviously it didn't work. They tried to get somebody like Trent Richardson to be the guy. They would definitely want a workhorse back, and then he's a guy who can catch out the backfield. So I think it would definitely be Brees Hall would be the better fit. Well, from Toronto, hey, what's up, Toronto? Hey, Toronto in the building. What's up? I check out the DM. I check it out to see what kind of uniforms you're talking about. Yeah, I agree. It's not that they ain't that clever to jump back in the first round. I don't think Nick Casario wants to trade up. He's more of a trade back type guy. Um, and that's judging from the Patriots because that's what the Patriots have always done. They've always traded back. Uh, Never really traded up. Never really had high first round picks up until this past season. You've seen that what they did. They drafted a quarterback. Because they always had a quarterback previously. Um, a lot of people thought about the Patriots weren't going to draft a quarterback. Like, with the Patriots, they've never been in this position to draft a quarterback, so it's a little bit different. Uh, But yeah, I don't think Nick Casario is a trade up type guy, even though I know he traded up to get Nico. But that was in the late round. It's kind of different. I don't know about trading up in the first round. But we'll see. We'll see if the opportunity presents itself. Maybe, but we'll see. But I think he's more of a trade back guy than a trade up guy. Slick K, I appreciate you. I really like Brees Hall, man. I just really like Brees Hall. And unless Kyer Elam is there at 37, I take him. Or if you don't take safety and Briscoe is there at 37, even though I'm not really all that high on Briscoe, I know a lot of people like, what? Uh, I mean, ain't nothing really wrong with Briscoe. It's just that I think the difference, like, I think the cornerback talent is closer together. I think Sauce and Stingley and Booth Jr. and Kyrie Elam, even Trick McDuffie. I think those guys are closer together as far as it's not really that much of a separation than when you got Kyle Hamilton and everybody else. I think it's a huge, it's a bigger separation, and that's come with why I wouldn't take Briscoe. I would take Kyle Hamilton. I've been saying this. I would take Kyle Hamilton at three and wouldn't look back. I'll take Kyle Hamilton at three and wouldn't look back at all. A lot of people frowned upon that. It is what it is. You don't take a safety that high. Kyle Hamilton's not a normal safety. I think he's a game changer. I think he's a guy who instantly changes your defense. But hey, who am I? But that's just me personally. That's why I think. But I don't. I'm not. I don't want to pass up on Brees Hall at three, and like I mean, at the third round pick. I mean, not at three. I'm second round pick. I'm sorry. I don't want to pass up on Brees Hall with the second round pick, but I don't care if you did draft Sauce or Stingley. I would if Kyrie Elam is there at in the second round. I'm looking real hard and taking Kyrie Elam. Now, if you drafted both Sauce and Stingley, like if you say you got Sauce at three and Stingley at 13, then obviously you ain't gonna draft Kyrie Elam. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I know I'm the only one gonna think like this. I don't care if I'm the only one think like this. I could have Sauce and Hamilton or Stingley and Hamilton. I might still take Kyrie Elam at three. Y'all know how I am about the secondary. I want that secondary to be solidified because we've been getting torched for the longest. I want that secondary to get solidified. But I know I'm a minority on that one. I already know that. I'm not even don't y'all ain't gotta put the you don't know how to draft. I already know I'm in the minority on that one. I'm cool with being in the minority. I ain't tripping. But I already know that I know I'm the only one to feel like that. I don't know. I think they could take a receiver at 13. Will the Texans go to the playoffs with Davis Mills as a starter? Do 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 do. I don't think so, man. No, but seriously, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he can lead them to the playoffs. Like you might be able to make the playoffs, but I don't think he's gonna lead them to the playoffs. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. That is true. The 49ers did make it. They made it to the Super Bowl, but they had a monster defense. So you got to build the defense. So, hey, if you want to build the defense, go out there and get Stingley. Go out there and get Sauce. Go out there and get a Kyle Hamilton, a combination of the three. and then fill some other spots. Maybe you could leave Davis Mills. I mean, maybe Davis Mills could be on the team and be the quarterback to make the playoffs. But like I said, I still don't think he's going to lead them. Listen to the lead them to the playoffs. Listen to the words. Lead them into the playoffs. It's the difference between getting to the playoffs and leading somebody to the playoffs. I don't think he's gonna lead them to the playoffs. He might get them to the playoffs, but I don't know if he's gonna lead them to the playoffs. A little bit different. It depends on what round. Like say if you take Brees Hall in the second round, I mean would you take a running back like in the fifth, sixth, or the seventh? Yeah, I'll take a fly. I'm of the mindset and the belief that you take a in every draft, you take a corner or a DB, any type of DB, a corner or a safety, if not both, and a running back in every single draft. I don't care if you got Derrick Henry, if you got Derrick Henry, Arian Foster, and Barry Sanders as your running backs. I don't care if you got Deion Sanders, if you got Darrell Reeves and Jalen Ramsey, Ed Reed, and Troy Polamalu as your corners and safeties. You still take a corner or you still take a DB and a running back in the draft every year because those positions they don't never be on the field throughout the whole game. You always change the running backs. There's always 3 to 4 running backs playing in the game. The corners, there's always like 5 corners playing in the game at one time. Like it's always like 3 safeties playing. Like there's always guys playing. Those guys are always changing. So you are always putting people in. 'Cause remember, Malcolm Butler catches the pick to win the Super Bowl against the Patriots. You do know that Malcolm Butler, the Patriots starting corners was Brandon Browner and Darrell Reeves, who they traded and paid. Traded for one, paid for the other. But they still went out there. And I know Malcolm Butler was an undrafted free agent, but he was playing in a crucial moment of the Super Bowl and end up getting the play that won them the Super Bowl. Always changing, always getting on the field. You got Brandon Browner, you got Darrell Reeves as your starting cornerbacks, and yet still you need to go out there and get Darrell. I mean, you still need to go out there and get a Malcolm Butler, and he's playing in a crucial moment in the Super Bowl. What that tell you? Like for real though, what that tell you? What that tell you? You always go after those type of positions. You do. You always go after those type of positions. You do. So yeah, I would draft another running back if the opportunity presented itself. Now I ain't saying drafting running back to back. I ain't saying draft running backs high, but yeah, I'll take a fly on another running back if the opportunity presents itself later on in the draft. I definitely would. Appreciate you, man. I got I got to look at some Christian Watson. I ain't seen him. They trade 12. Talking about Tom Brady. Tell me, I mean, the Patriots ain't trade Tom Brady. I mean, you say 12. I'm assuming, or I don't know if you're talking about trading the 13th pick. Oh yeah, I see you fixed it 13. Yeah, I could definitely see them trading 13. I definitely can see them trading 13. Just a fan of the sauce. That's what's up, man. All y'all need to be fans of the sauce, man. Come on now, can't we all gotta be fans of the sauce. I'm intrigued about Marlon Mack. Like he was one of the guys who I wanted the Texans to go after during the free agency period. They did that. I like the move. Uh, I don't know what to make of Marlon Mack. I just think that I still think you like I said, you draft a running back and Marlon Mack helps take some of that load off because like it was the worst rushing attack in franchise history. That rushing attack was pathetic. It was putrid. It was trash. And every week they constantly strut out David Johnson and Rex Burkhead. And like, come on, man. This no. No. Like Alpha Blue ran better. Lamar Miller ran better. Like, come on, man. Like this, it just wasn't good. Well, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good run attack, and you gotta fix it however you can. Mills throwing more than 25 touchdowns. Didn't he have 16? Barely had 16. Okay. He ain't play a full season, Spitz. Okay. Like I told y'all before, man. Like I forgot what the numbers was. I forgot exactly what it was, but it's a very low percentage of scoring drives, not touchdowns. I'm not even talking about touchdowns. I'm throwing you a bone. Scoring drives, which includes field goals, things like that. And I know, hey, you got some missed field goals in there too. And that's not his fault, but still, you also got some plays, some scoring drives where you got some field goals because your defense caught a pick and got you right there or forced a fumble and got you right there. Because remember, you had 5 turnovers in both the Titans and the Dolphins games back to back. So 10 turnovers just in those 2 games alone. I'm pretty sure you had got some short fields and got some points off of those turnovers. I'm just saying. It's some other games too where you got some turnovers because the Texans were very opportunistic when it comes to turning on the football, forcing turnovers. I mean, so because of that, you had shorter fields, so you really didn't have to do much. I mean, some of them plays some of them scoring drives, all you do was hand the ball off a couple times to the worst rushing attack in franchise history because you was already in field goal range. You could kick a field goal and go home, go about your business. So, like I said, the percentage of actual scoring drives is not really all that good. So to say that David Miller gonna throw 25 touchdowns, I don't see it. Not in one season. I don't see it. Now maybe if they go get Debo, maybe so. But as of right now, in any rookie they draft, they're not about to go out there and get. They're not about to go get 25 touchdowns. Nah, they're not about to get that. Oh man, see, I'm about to start winding it down though, y'all, cause I'm about to starting to lose a little bit charge. Don't get Debo. Oh, yeah, I agree. I'd rather draft a receiver. To be honest with y'all, I'd rather draft one than go out there and get Debo because you got to pay him. Two things, because you have to pay him, and the juncture of what the franchise in right now, the point of the rebuild that we in, and I feel like by the time he gets good, or by the time the team gets good, you'll be trying to move on from that contract. He'll be a cap casualty. You'll be trying to move. It's like it'll be more so a way to get the fans back in the stands if you go out there and trade for Davis Mills. I don't think it's really on because you don't feel like I mean unless they really feel like they could go into the playoffs and win with Davis Mills, but we'll see. Yeah, 20 mil I think would be too low. He gonna get anywhere plus 25 per. He gonna get anywhere over 25 million. I mean, he's gonna want $100 million contract because 24 million will put him at 96. I'm talking about Debo Samuel. Well, 24 million a year will take you to 96 million a year. Nah, he gonna get more than 96 million a year. He gonna get over 100. So you talking about 25.5 probably. I could definitely say I think that might be it. I think it's gonna be 25.5. I don't think he's gonna get 30. like Tyreek Hill. But he could because it's always the next guy who gets paid who goes up. So he could. But then you got Brandon Cooks up there with the 10th highest contract at 19. My bad, y'all. Damn, what's the color died on me? My bad. Yeah, I didn't jump back off. Yeah, I didn't jump back off. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. Damn. Damn. But see the last. Oh yeah, we were talking about Davis Mills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think Davis Mills is gonna be throwing over 20 touchdowns. I just don't. I, I don't see it. I don't see it. Um, Trent McDuffie, he's I got him fifth in the cornerback list. I got Trent fifth in the cornerback list of guys who draft. I've seen some mocks that had the Texans take Trent McDuffie at 13, complete reach. Because at 13, at the very least, Booth and Kyrie Elam is going to be there at 13, and I don't think Kyrie Elam is going in the first round. So if he does go, it's going to go in the late first round. Like maybe Kansas City might take him, but I don't think Kyrie Elam's going in the first round. I do think that Booth. I actually think Trent McDuffie is gonna go in the first round. I think Trent McDuffie is gonna get taken over Kyrie Elam. Doesn't mean I don't think that Kyrie Elam is better than Trent McDuffie. I mean, I don't think that Trent McDuffie is better than Kyrie Elam, but I do think Trent McDuffie is gonna get taken before Kyrie Elam. I think Kyrie Elam is better. I got him rated higher, but you don't take. I don't think you take Trent McDuffie at 13. I think that's too high to take Trent McDuffie. Like I don't think he's going 13 because I don't because unless Booth is taken already, and I don't see a scenario that both that Stingley, Sauce, and Kyle Hamilton and Booth are all taken before 13. I think that's very unlikely to happen. So there's no reason for you to take McDuffie at 13. I can see why you would take McDuffie over Kyrie. Like I said, I would take Kyrie over McDuffie, but I wouldn't take neither one of them at 13. I'd actually would be hesitant to take Andrew Booth Jr. at 13. But I think those picks a little bit too high to be taking them at 13. Yeah, David Johnson should have been cut. David Johnson definitely should. He definitely should have been cut. David Johnson should have been cut. David Johnson should be on the team in the beginning. Be like Texans going Texans. They are going to Texans. The Texans are definitely going Texans. The Texans are definitely going Texans. Where is a receiver at 13? Like I say, I mean you got Chris Olave, Gary Wilson, Jameson, Drake London, Traylon Burks. It's a lot of receivers. You can make a case really for all those receivers to be taken at 13. To be honest with you, I could make a case for all of those receivers. If you really want to take a receiver at 13, I could make a case for all of them to be taken at 13. Um, so I definitely like. I think it's in play. I think more than likely, like I said, I've been saying the Texans need to Texans need to focus on defense. I think the Texans, with those first three picks, are going to end up with an offense and a defensive player. I don't know if they're going to end up with two offense and one defensive player, or two defense and one offensive player. But I definitely think they're going to go offense and defense with those first three picks. With the two picks in the first round and the one pick in the second round, I definitely think they're going to do that. Um, they should go all defense, like I told y'all before, and just focus on the defense and be that defensive minded team. Be the team that's going to smother and suffocate you and make teams bend to their will, make it hard to score, not making it easy for other teams. That's what they need to do. That's what I would be how the Texans should be built. And maybe you can get oh boy into the playoffs as a second year quarterback. Maybe you could if you build the defense right. Or eventually, whenever you do get your franchise quarterback, he ain't got to go through the same woes that Deshaun Watson went through, as far as going out there having amazing games, throwing all these points, do all these crazy touchdown passes, runs, and whatever, and your defense give up a field goal or give up a big play at the end to lose the game. That happened too many times with Deshaun Watson. And that's the reason why we didn't get as much winning during that era that we should have had. Texas waited 17 years to get a franchise quarterback, finally get one, and not only do you make it sour, so he forces his way out. Not only do we have some other things going on that makes it easy for you to get rid of him, you don't even have nothing to show for it, because the defense was so bad during his tenure that even when he played amazing, you only won 4 games. He led the league in passing. Had all those stats. I'm not about to go through all that again like we always do, but you gotta fix the defense. So I think all that to say this, that you need to fix the defense. So your next quarterback, if it's Davis Mills, if it's C.J. Stroud, if it's Bryce Young, if it's Caleb Williams, even if it's Arch Manning down the road, whenever you have a franchise guy, whoever it might be, they don't have to go through there where they scoring all these points and doing all this and doing all that, and the defense let them down. You don't want to go through that. You don't want to go through that. You don't. You don't want to go through that. Olave, your guy, man. I was like, Olave, nice. He a nice receiver. He really is. He really is. But a little over an hour. A little over an hour. I know it kind of cut out a little bit. But hey, like I said, hey, if I called you, if I called you in the beginning, if I called you in the beginning, you know that you, like I said, that you did what you had to do. And like I said, message me, hit me up, message me, so you can get your get your prize from the giveaway. Like I said, appreciate all y'all for being part of the giveaway. Appreciate all y'all for getting onto the live with your boy, chopping up with me, leaving the comments. Appreciate for the donation. Thank you so much. Uh, I say more to come. We got a lot more stuff coming. I know the draft is next week. Some other stuff coming. Y'all know me. I drop videos on the regular. Make sure y'all liking the videos. Y'all subscribing to the channel. Y'all comment on the videos. Y'all sharing the videos. Let's get the channel growing. I got some things on the horizon. Some things planned. I need y'all help. I need y'all help. Y'all been a big, huge help to me so far. Need y'all continue to be that help. So, hey, man. So, like I say, hey, like, share, subscribe, comment, click that bell, get more videos. I holla. Appreciate y'all.